Welcome to our channel. This is the first episode of our special documentary series, The Truth About How Malaysia Got Oil Palm from Africa, the history they never taught you. Throughout this series, we'll uncover the extraordinary journey of Africa's most valuable native crop, separate popular myths from documented history, and reveal the forgotten events that changed global agriculture forever. Let's begin with the story that millions of people believe. If you have spent time on social media, you've probably heard one of the most repeated stories in African agricultural history. It goes something like this: Malaysia came to Nigeria in the 1960s, collected a single oil palm seed, took it home, and built a $1 trillion industry while Nigeria lost everything. It is a powerful story. It is emotional. And it has been repeated so many times that many people now accept it as historical fact. But is it true? The answer is no. Not because Malaysia never obtained valuable oil palm genetic material from Africa, they certainly did, but because the real history is far more fascinating than the myth. Today, on Agrispring Africa, we separate fact from fiction and uncover the remarkable journey of one of Africa's greatest native crops. This is the true story of how oil palm traveled from the forests of West Africa to become one of the world's most valuable agricultural commodities. Long before the modern nations of Nigeria and Malaysia were created, oil palm was already flourishing naturally across the rainforests of West Africa. The African oil palm Elaeus guineensis is indigenous to present-day Nigeria, Ghana, Benin, Cameroon, Côte d'Ivoire, and several neighboring countries. For thousands of years, African communities harvested its fruits to produce red palm oil for cooking, medicine, cosmetics, religious ceremonies, and trade. Archaeological evidence even suggests that palm oil was used in ancient Egypt over 5,000 years ago. By the 18th and 19th centuries, palm oil had become one of West Africa's most important export commodities. After Britain abolished the Atlantic slave trade in 1807, demand for palm oil increased dramatically because European industries needed vegetable oil to manufacture soap, candles, lubricants, and later margarine. At that time, no one imagined that this African tree would eventually transform the economy of Southeast Asia. This is where history becomes interesting. Oil palm did not arrive in Malaysia in the 1960s. It arrived almost 100 years earlier. In 1848, 4 young oil palm seedlings reached the Bogor Botanical Gardens, then called Buitenzorg Botanical Gardens, on the Indonesian island of Java. At the time, Java was under Dutch colonial rule, and the colonial government was aggressively running a massive program called the Culture System, to test global cash crops for imperial profit. That decision would set in motion a chain of events that would eventually reshape the global palm oil industry. But what happened to those 4 seedlings after they arrived in Java? And how did they eventually reach the Malay Peninsula? We'll uncover that remarkable journey in episode 2. If you enjoyed this documentary and want to follow the complete series, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Agrispring Africa, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in episode 2.